Welcome everyone to the first session of probably many training sessions on using SIMS at SLTS. SIMS stands for SLTC Information Management System. So first of all, we will begin by logging into the system. So if you go over here, you will notice if you use the following URL and type it in your search box, you will end up at this page over here. And so log in using your SLTC email address. And you will be brought to this profile page of yours. So from wherever you are, you can find your profile page by clicking your profile picture and by clicking my profile. You should land over here. And please make sure that you have been assigned the role faculty. Otherwise, some of the features that you will require to deliver courses will not be available. First, let me briefly give you an overview of the facilities that you will have at your hand when you log into the system. The apps that you have can be accessed by clicking on these 9 dots. And so the apps that you have access to in the system are the assessments app or the assessment module, academics app or the academics module, the schedules app or the schedules module, and the leave management app or the leave management system. And also you can access the help on how to use the system by clicking on this question mark. And there are two types of help. Actually, you can, there's a documented type of help, or you can log a ticket and request online support from the vendors itself. So I will first show you how to access this online help. So there are two types. One is this quick answer. So there are many question and answers that you can find on this page about, for example, things related to you would be, for example, course management. So how to create a course, where to view the registered students list, and so on. Or you can also go and access the user's guide. And in the user's guide, you may want to look at how to manage the LMS. So how the LMS is organized, how to do all of this stuff that I will talk about now also in this video session can be found over here. Some of it can be found over here. So both of these things can be accessed by clicking this help icon over here. Another form of help is available by clicking on this chat box. So if you go to the chat box, so the chat box is, okay, in my browser it is not available, but if you click on the chat box, chat appears, and you can type in your queries, and videos available in the chat box will be accessible to you. Due to some security privileges, I am not able to access this at this moment. So let's take a look at these modules one by one. One of the first modules that we will look at is the academics module, because that is where you will have access to modifying the information regarding these courses. So on this page you have a list of courses that have been assigned to you, the calendar that is relevant to you, and also a lesson planner that we will talk about later. So let's first take a look at the academics module. So when you click the academics module or the academics app, editable view of the courses that have been assigned to you will appear over here. So let me take a look at this demo course that I have created for the purpose of this workshop. And in this, there are the three things over here that you can do. You can view, there are some actions that you can do. You can access the syllabus by going there. There's something called the question back, how the course outcomes have been attained by student-wise, course-wise, question templates, question papers, question paper uploading. So all of this can be accessed from over here. And the course information can be edited by clicking on this edit button. So let's quickly edit the course information, and I will show how to update the course information and also the course learning outcomes, and how to map them to the program outcomes in the following few minutes. So let's click the edit button, and you will end up at the first of the 4 tabs that you will have access to the course information. So you have the course name, print name, and all of this stuff. So update them according to the Senate approved list. And then there's something very important over here, which is the assessment pattern. So the assessment pattern, you can create your own assessment pattern. I will show you how to do that. And if not, you can use one of the assessment patterns that have been created in the system already. So I'm going to use one of the assessment patterns that I have created, and I will show you how to create your own, and you can replace it over here and update the course information and request the program leads to also do the same in the planned programs, where they will also have to update this. And this has been actually put in place to ensure that module owners or teachers are not updating the evaluation patterns in a haphazard or ad hoc manner. And so once you have done this, hit the submit button, and you will be taken to the next tab, which is the objectives. So in these objectives, this is actually the overall course objective. So you must provide a unique code. I have specified the unique CE1201, or you can type in whatever you want over here. So maybe CE1205 overall objective. So that's a unique objective that will be stored in the system. So by this, it will identify the overall objective of this course. So let me call it. So I'm going to use the module outline prepared by the Director Quality Assurance, Dr. Ajit Pascual, and therefore I will use his course codes and things and the outcomes and the mappings specified by him as a demonstration purpose. So the overall course outcome will be written down in words over here. So the most important thing to fill in all of this is the module outcome or the module outline. And again, so I will use the sample module outline prepared by Director Quality Assurance, Dr. Ajit Pascual, CE1201. So this is the number one thing. So first, everybody must have this outline, module outline prepared according to the Senate approved module outline. So once you have prepared that, the most important thing in this whole thing is the learning outcomes. So you write down the learning outcomes in the accepted way of a measurable way, where you will use action verbs to describe measurable learning outcomes. So typically it is written down in a form as follows. At the end of the course module, students should be able to do something. And what that something is, what is given in the learning outcome from LO1 to LO5. So typically for a 3 credit hour module, you would have about 4 to 5, not more than 5 actually, learning outcomes. And you have the outline of the syllabus, the topic-wise breakdown of the syllabus, then how the assessments are mapped to the learning outcomes, and then how the learning outcomes are mapped to the program outcomes. And so this is the most important document that you should have in your hand before you start preparing this SIMS course outline, before you start filling it up. So, and according to Dr. Pascual's guideline, he has specified a topic-wise breakdown that corresponds to weeks,
And you could have a different breakdown, it doesn't matter really. But according to his guidelines, he has broken it up into weeks and given them certain labels. And so this table is also very important when we start creating the syllabus. And it is a good practice, I think, if we can stick to this when you create the online syllabus in the SIMS as well. So let's see how we can go about doing it. So here you specify the course outcomes, the overall course outcomes, and let's hit submit. And that will take you to the next tab, which is the learning outcomes corresponding to the course. Again, you will specify a unique identifier for each of the learning outcomes. So please don't put things like LO1, because that will not uniquely describe your own outcome corresponding to this course. And so it may be advisable to use the course code and something else to represent that it is the number of the learning outcome. So I have already entered the first two learning outcomes that are specified in this module, for the module by Dr. Pascual. So the LO1 is explain the basic elements of a computer system. So I have already entered that. And I have given that unique code, this unique code for that, and written down what that means. Over here, explain the basic elements of a computer outcome. So the delivery tool, let's not worry about this now. We will actually over this semester try to formalize these things, but for now you may ignore that. Then you can find out you should actually map this learning outcome to the solo taxonomy level by clicking on this and typing a keyword. So the things that you will have are unistructural, multistructural, relational, and extended abstract. To see what is available, let's say multistructural. So if you just type in MUL, you will get a list of multistructural verbs that are there. So write the one that is closest to what you have over here. Pick the one that closely resembles your learning outcome. So since this learning outcome says explain, let's go and see what the system has that is very close to explain. So explain, maybe illustrate, represents explain quite well. So I have chosen multi-structure illustrate to describe the level of solo taxonomy for the intended learning outcome 1. And then intended learning outcome 2 is also explain the type of data and type of instructions to process such data in a computer system. Again, let's avoid the delivery tool and let's pick multi-structural illustrate. And so this threshold level tells you the level of attainment. So if you get 40% of the total marks allocated to ILO 2, then this ILO will be considered to have been achieved. So it could be 50, 60. So I have set it to be 40 over here based on, so we should have institutional guidelines for these values, but for the moment we will go with the pass mark. And so that's what I've chosen here. So since we have other intended learning outcomes or course outcomes, let's add one of them. So let's see how we can add one of these. So I have used the code CE1201. So CE1201 LO3. And so what does LO3? Let me go to okay, use number system representation to perform arithmetic operations. So let me get that and copy that and paste it here. So that is what learning outcome 3 is. So again, use is use seems to like apply. So let's see, maybe in multi-structural we have something. list, enumerate, describe, structure, classify, combine, characterize, apply method, solve, conduct, complete, illustrate, explain. So maybe apply method looks like a multi-structural level that describes use. Use means is like apply method, so application. And again, I will set a threshold of 40. And so I can go on to add all the other three learning outcomes. So let me quickly do that, and just for illustration purposes. So illustrate the relationship between this. So let's quickly add that. CE1201 LO4. We will ignore the delivery method. We will use multi-structural. I think there was something that said illustrate. Okay. Let me format that. Threshold is 40. And let's add the final outcome. CE1201 LO5. Just for completeness, explain the role of pasted that. Again, multi-structural illustrate. And threshold is 40. So let me submit this. And that will take me to the next thing that requires me to map the course outcomes to the program outcome. So you will have to select your program. And so for all engineering programs, you have typically the same program outcomes. Maybe I think for technology programs also you may have the same outcome. So for the business school programs also you may have the different set of outcomes, but all may be the same. So this actually governed by the accreditation criteria. So all the engineering programs, if they are accredited by the Washington Accord, the program outcomes are fixed. And so those programs that will be accredited by the Sydney Accord, you will have a different set of program outcomes. Computer and IT, they come under the Seoul Accord and they have a different set of outcomes. So I have created actually the program outcomes. So each program lead will have to go to their programs and edit the program outcomes. So I have entered for mechatronics program, and the mechatronic programs, since it is in engineering, it will have all engineering programs will have the same program outcome. So for all engineering programs, picking the mechatronics engineering over here will not be a problem. So let's start mapping all this. So you have all learning outcomes in the rows and the program outcomes in the columns. So we will start mapping them. And if I go back to the module outline, again, that's the most important thing. So so this is that mapping. So this mapping we will reproduce over here. So according to this, the first two POs are powered by all the LOs. So let me try to remember this and quickly start adding that. So this is high, that is high, that is high, that is high, that is high, this is low, 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 and so the second LO has PO3, second LO has PO3 low. Then what else? 9, 10, 11, 12, high, high, Okay, so let me 9, 10, 11, 12. I, I, I. So let's see, the next one is I. And everything else is none. So let me complete this because it will not let me update until I finish the whole thing. The last 4, and I should be done. And let's click submit. And hopefully I have not missed anything. Okay, so so this is the first step. The first step is actually to update the learning outcomes in the courses that have been assigned to you as the module 1. And this should be done according to the Senate approved module outline. So this is the most important document that you should have in hand before you start this entire process. So the next step is, let's see how to create your syllabus according to the module outline. So again, let's go to the profile, go to my profile. And then click on view add syllabus. So I will go to this course and show how to view and add the syllabus. So you will typically end up on a page like this. So let's start from the beginning. So this, this whole thing can be customized according to the way that you want. You don't have a whole lot of freedom. You only have this kind of structure over here. However, this kind of thing suits very well the structure that has been proposed by the direct quality assurance, because you can have, say, so you have units and you have topics. So for example, according to the structure proposed by the direct quality assurance, we will have these 4 things as units. So we have 5 units, and under each unit, maybe we can have these things as topics. So the weekly breakdown can be topics. So they can be more descriptive if you want, like, or maybe you can use it this way itself. So I would also typically, I think, maybe advise to use the exact format that you have used in the module outline that has been accepted by the Senate, to avoid any confusion for the students as well as the others. So let's try to stick to that. So let's try to organize this and try to create this the syllabus according to the outline that has been prepared by Dr. Pascual for CE 1201. So let's so the first one is actually, according to him, introduction. So let's let's maybe create a unit called introduction. So we can go over here, edit. When you click the edit button, and you get, so you can change the name here. So I will say introduction, and I can publish it, and I can update it. And so in this, we will, since it is a topic name, let's not assign it to any learning outcomes, or let's not give any interventions. So let's just leave it as a topic name, unit name, and let's start adding topics. So according to this, what's the topic? So under the introduction, so the first thing actually we should do is upload the module outline. So let's do that. So topic 1 will be the module outline. And there's no schedule count, meaning there are no sessions dedicated for this. And so let's write a description of that. This is the module outline. And we can upload the module outline. So let me see where it is. Module outline, sample module outline CE1201, and publish and update. So let's see if it gets updated. Yeah, it has got updated. So you can, this appears here. And if you have uploaded the wrong one, you can re-upload it, or you can delete it and create it again. And so let's add the second topic based on the module outline. So the second topic is group project number 1, dissection of a motherboard online article review. So let me put that. Group project 1, group project number 1. So it will, so Dr. Pascual has dedicated 1 week for that. So that will be about 3 sessions, I suppose, in a regular class. So there are 3 schedules for that, 3 counts for that. So let me go get the dissection of a, so it has LO1, learning outcome 1. And so if I want to upload the document that describes the providing more detailed descriptions, I can upload that. I can publish it. And let me go to the outcomes and map the outcome. So this is map to the learning outcome 1. When you go to the drop down menu, the learning outcomes that correspond to this course will be listed over here. So I will choose learning outcome 1 because that is what has been assigned to this particular topic. And so I will submit. So similarly, let's go to the unit number 2 and edit it according to the syllabus. So unit number 2 is data processing. So let's use this data processing. So let's go to unit number 2, data processing. Publish. So the intervention we can for the moment leave it blank. So but you can pick the faculty and how what it is, a lecture. So this list will be updated within the next few days. I have not got to the point where I have gone through these things very carefully. But for the moment, let's go and tag the learning outcomes. So what are the learning outcomes associated with data processing? So the data processing learning outcomes are mostly LO1 and LO3. So LO1 and data processing is mostly LO1. So let me tag that. Program is, so I will, since this course has been assigned to this program for the moment, this demo course, so I will that. And let's go add topics to this. So topic 1 is data processing. In 1. So how many schedule counts are there for that? Data processing 1, there is 1 week. So again, 3 schedules. So the schedule count means the number of sessions actually. And so what's the topic overview? Let me go and see what it is. Online article review. And I can again map the outcome and update it. So for this topic, we may add also resources. So the description would appear here. If you had uploaded something, it would appear here. Or you can add resources. So the type of resources that you can add at the moment are you can add embed a video. So you can get a URL, YouTube video and embed it here. You can get an external URL and add there. You can upload a file and this will be uploaded here, and then you can add a quiz. But these quizzes are actually, we have to keep in mind, are quizzes that will not contribute to grading. So there are 2 types of quizzes in SIMS. One is assessment based quizzes that contribute to assessment, but these quizzes that you see in the LMS are just for information feedback purposes and not for grading purposes. So maybe it might be just better to ignore them if you want to assess the students, but if you want to get some feedback or you want to conduct a survey, then these quizzes can be used. So these are the 4 types of resources that you have access to and upload over here. So if you pick a file upload, it gives you what file to pick, and so this is so the videos. If you want to you can upload your own videos, and but these videos have to be right now have to be less than 15 MB, which means actually it's a video that is of duration about 10 to 15 minutes. So any video that is about 10 to 15 minute duration will have 15 MBs or less typically, unless you have a lot of graphics and so on. And it is also recommended in generally that a 10 to 15 minute video is what corresponds to a 1 hour traditional lecture. And therefore, it is advisable to restrict all videos to single videos to less than 15 minutes and about 10 minutes or to 10 to 15 minutes. And another way of uploading your videos is maybe to put your video in a YouTube, in your private YouTube channel, and get the embed code and type that embed code over here and upload it. Or you can put it on your Google Drive and bring the Google Drive link and enter it over here. So one of those options can be used if you want to upload your video. So let me get rid of that. And so the quizzes that you upload, the LMS quizzes will appear here, and you can use discussion forums, and you can use this as discussion activities and interactive activities for students to interact with you as well as your peers. So this is basically how you would enter your syllabus into SIMS. So the next step in our process will be to create assessments. How to create assessments in LMS, in SIMS. And for that you have a module called assessments. And this is actually a bit of an involved process. So for now, what I will do is only demonstrate the first step. And in the second session of this workshop, I will go through the rest of the steps. So the first steps involves in creating an assessment pattern. So the assessment pattern will correspond to what you have in the course outline that is given over here. So this is your assessment pattern that you have, and you can enter this assessment pattern into the SIMS. So that's the first step. So what I will describe in the rest of the few minutes is how to create your assessment pattern. So once you have created your assessment pattern, you can create a question bank by visiting the courses. So if you go to the courses over here, you go to courses, there are several options. So the first thing is to create a question. First thing is the assessment pattern. So I will show you how to do that. Then create a question bank. Then create a question paper template. Then create question papers. And then how to assign these question papers that you have created to assessments for students. So those are the few steps that we have to follow. And that is a little bit of involved process, and it takes some time. And I'm also right now learning how to do it in a efficient and a better way. But for the moment, what I will do is demonstrate to you how to create the assessment pattern, which is actually the first step in this whole process of assessment. So we will go to assessments. And when you go to assessments, you will end up on this page. And what we will do is, so this is the menu that takes you to the options that are available under the assessment module. A matter of fact, for any of these modules, when in the options that are available under that module is given by clicking those three lines, this menu line. And if you go to settings, so you can, so these options have to be set and they are to be customized by you. So for the moment, what I will concentrate on is showing you how to create your assessment pattern. So when you click on the assessment patterns that you have already created will be listed over here. So these are the assessment patterns that I have created. So I have created this one for demonstration purposes. And that is, so this is what it looks like. So let's create one for demonstration purposes, but I will just show you what it looks like. So this is what it looks like. So it is a weightage based assessment pattern, and out of that it has two categories, summative and formative. So the summative has two types of assessments: end of semester exam and midterm. And for formative, you have assignment 1, assignment quiz 1, assignment type assessment, and various type of things. So I will describe all of these things later, but for now I will show you just how to do this from the beginning. So let's go back to assessments. Actually, let's go back to settings and go to assessment pattern, and we'll add a new assessment. So let's go back again. So we will click on this button and add a new assessment. We'll give a assessment name CE 1201 demo assessment pattern. So that I will use the calculation method weighted. So once you do that, the assessment pattern is created. So you see that it is created over here. You can add categories to this. So let's start doing that. And so the grade category name. So let's first create the summative assessments. So the calculation method is again weighted. So the weightage is, so we will, so according to this assessment pattern, there are no mid-semester examinations. There's only an end of semester examination, and that is 50% work. So weightage is 50. So exam allocation. So these are also various types of exams that you can administer over here, and you can select the type that you would like to create and create that list over here. Outcome-based assessment or quiz creator or assignment or whatever. So these are the list of things that you can create, and then these options will be given to you over here. So let me, so it's complaining that the sum does not add to 100. So let's continue to add these things. So the assessment pattern that we want to do is assessment with question paper, and we will call it the end of semester examination. And so that weightage is actually 100%. So it is 100% of this 50. So the summative group has 50. Out of that, 100% is gone for the end of semester examination. So let's say print name is also end of semester exam. And if you have more, so let's say you had a midterm examination, you could have added that. So let's add that. And so let's add another category. Formative. Calculation method is again weighted. So exam allocation time, quiz creation, outcome based, and assignment. We will talk about these different types of assessments later. And so let me, again, I accidentally submitted it. So let me create the assessment types that I have. I will assessment with outcome based assessment, assessment name, assignment number 1, weightage out of the 50, maybe I will give 20, assignment number 1, outcome based, again this is 50%, add more, I will add a quiz, number 1, weightage is let's say 20, quiz number 1, let's add more, outcome based, so let's pick something else, assessment name, Sign number 2, weightage is 10. When this update. And so I have the correct. So the total is 100, 50 for summative, 50 for formative, 20, 20, 40, 50 for that, and 100% of that goes to, so I think I should make 20, 20, 40. This I have to actually check whether these things have to match to 100 or that I will get back to you the next time around. So this is how you create a assessment pattern. And now in order to view the assessment pattern, so you have to go back and add this to your course. So I will, maybe before we view it, I will, so you have to go back to the courses and edit the course and select instead of this demo assessment pattern and update. But this will not get reflected until the program lead also authorizes this. So you must request the program lead to also update that. So if you just go to select the course that we have been working on, that is the demo course. And when you click over here, the updated assessment pattern will appear over here. So this is the assessment pattern that we created, and it appears here. And we are now ready to assign these assessments to the students. To do that, we have to go over here, edit, and fill in these details. And I will do that over the next presentation or the next workshop session. So for now, we will wind up this session. But before I conclude this session, let me show you a few helpful tips that you may find in SIMS itself, where we have created 2 courses, one a demonstration course and also another one that is a course that can be used as an online course, a short course probably for learning how to move towards a more collaborative teaching learning exercise. That is actually in this course, Intro to TEAL, and the demo course that I have added is Dynamic of Mechanical Systems. So both these courses you should have access to. All teachers have been given access to these 2 courses. So for your information and as a demonstration. So let's take a quick look at this just to provide you an overview. If you click on that, so this is the first few topics that I have added. So this is a course, this course I have created based on a course that I am doing online at University of Peradeniya. And so this course plan is slightly different from what we have over here at SLTC, but it is basically the same ideas are captured in this. So you will see that it also captures almost the same things that Dr. Ajit Pascual has captured in his template, but the format is a little different. The presentation is a little different. So here we have, again, based on this course plan, created 2 units, general information and resources, first unit, and so on. And so you can have class notes that you can upload. You can have and You can have class notes that you can upload over here, or you can have interesting videos as embedded videos that you can add to the system. They are under resources. So if you, I have added a few videos, YouTube videos, embedded videos. So if you click on that, that embedded video should appear here. Or you can upload your own videos as a URL, either as a Google Drive link or a private YouTube channel embedded video. So this course you have access to, and you may just browse through it to get some idea as to how to share resources. So for example, this is one of the lectures that I have put on YouTube, and so I have embedded that over here, and so you can embed your lectures in the following fashion. So this video is actually
Welcome to this series of lectures on describing motion
but it should be
of
typically
macroscopic objects. So macroscopic object.
It should be typically about 15 to 10 minutes or 10 to 15 minutes long. So let's go look at the introduction to TEAL module, which I will update. We will update with resources as they become available. So these contain the material that was covered in the previous workshops that were conducted on adapting methods of technology enabled active learning at SLTC. And so I will update this course with the material that we have covered in this workshop as well. So you have, for example, if you want to know more about solo taxonomy mapping, go to this course and go to this topic, and you will have quite a bit of information about learning outcomes and the solo taxonomy. So when there is, so if you go to the resources, so there are several resources that we have added over here, and this is the presentation that I did for that workshop as to how to do this solo taxonomy mapping. And so you may visit this course also as a guide for how to use the SIMS platform to disseminate information to the students, and also conduct your courses and organize your syllabus. So thank you very much. We will probably meet the next time, where I will talk about how to set up the assessments and assign them to students.